Brothers and sisters of Africa. They are afraid. They are trembling. They are weeping louder than the bereaved because they know that the African lion is awakening. Today, I speak to you not with the language of the colonizer, not with the cowardice of the traitor, but with the fire of truth, the fire that burns in the heart of every free African. Why are they afraid of us? Why are they afraid of Burkina Faso? Why are they afraid of Ibrahim Traoré? 1. Because we have stood up and said, our gold is OURS. No longer will our land bleed riches while our people drink sorrow. The wealth beneath our feet will feed our children, not fill the coffers of Paris or Washington. 2. Because we have broken the chains of the puppet masters. No foreign power will write our destiny. Burkina Faso is no longer a colony in disguise, we are a sovereign people, masters of our fate. 3. Because we have rejected the democracy of thieves. We have no need for ballot boxes stuffed with lies. True democracy lives in the hearts of the people, in the sweat of the workers, in the sacrifice of the soldier guarding his homeland, not in fake elections financed by the West. 4. Because we have said no to their military bases. We do not need foreign soldiers on our soil to teach us peace, when it is they who have brought us nothing but war and misery. 5. Because we have dared to speak truth to power. We expose the hypocrisy of those who speak of human rights but plunder human wealth. We reveal the two faces of their freedom for their billionaires, but chains for our farmers, our miners, our mothers. 6. Because we are inspiring Africa to rise. Today it is Ouagadougou, tomorrow it will be Bamako, Niamey, Conakry, Arore, Kampala. One Burkina Faso becomes 1,000, and the empire of exploitation will crumble like dust. 7. Because we choose dignity over dollars. They cannot buy Captain Traoré. They cannot offer him a mansion in France or a Swiss bank account. They offer him death, but he chooses life for his people, even if it costs his own. 8. Because we remember Sankara, Lumumba, Nkrumah. We are the sons and daughters of giants. The bullets that killed Sankara did not kill his dream, we are that dream walking. 9. Because we are building a future without them. With our hands, with our courage, with our unity, we will build roads, schools, hospitals, armies, not to oppress, but to defend the hope of a new Africa. 10. Because they know that once Africa is awake, Africa will be unstoppable. They fear Traoré not because he has guns, but because he has a vision. A vision that cannot be sanctioned, cannot be assassinated, cannot be sold, because it is carried by millions. Comrades. Let them call us poor. Let them call us backward. Dear Africans, wake up. They are panicking. The Western world is afraid of a prosperous and free Africa. They are desperate. You know why? We just gave some reason. Now let's state and analyze 10 good reasons. 1. Africa's resource wealth is vital to Western economies. Africa is rich in gold, uranium, oil, cocoa, cobalt, lithium, and more. Burkina Faso, specifically, is the 4th largest gold producer in Africa. If African nations like Burkina Faso start controlling their own resources, Western companies and governments lose billions. They fear this loss of control because their economies are heavily tied to cheap African resources. 2. Traoré's push for sovereignty threatens neocolonial interests. Captain Ibrahim Traoré emphasizes national sovereignty, Burkina Faso making decisions without France, the US, or the UN dictating terms. This directly threatens neocolonial structures where African countries are politically independent but economically dependent. 3. The fear of contagion across Africa. Burkina Faso's success under Traoré could inspire other African nations to kick out Western military bases, reclaim mines, and end IMF/World Bank exploitation. The West fears a domino effect, imagine Mali, Niger, Guinea, Chad, and others following suit. 4. Traoré challenges the Western narrative of democracy. The West preaches democracy, but they tolerate corrupt leaders who serve Western interests. Traoré is seen as a dictator not because he's cruel, but because he's patriotic and unbought. Real democracy means the people decide, and Traoré has massive grassroots support, something Western-backed puppets often lack. 5. Control of narrative and media propaganda. Western media, BBC, CNN, France 24, paints Traoré as a threat, authoritarian, military junta leader, etc. Meanwhile, they glorify corrupt Democrats who allow France and corporations like Arriva to steal uranium and gold without benefiting the people. 6. Fear of loss of military influence, AFRICOM, French bases. Burkina Faso under Traoré expelled French troops and started working with new partners, Russia, Turkey, China. This threatens AFRICOM's grip on Africa. The US and France fear being pushed out of the Sahel. 7. Economic nationalism is viewed as a threat. When Traoré insists that gold mines must be nationalized or that profits must stay in Burkina Faso, Western corporations panic. Economic nationalism cuts into their colonial profits. They prefer weak African leaders who sign away resources for peanuts. 8. Ibrahim Traoré represents a new generation of African leaders. He's young, charismatic, and fearless. He openly calls out France, ECOWAS, and even the EU when they betray African people. The West fears a generation of Traorés rising, a generation not tied to the colonial past. 9. Double standards, silent on corruption, loud on patriotism. When corrupt Democrats steal millions and buy villas in Paris or Dubai, the West is silent. But when a leader like Traoré works for the poor, builds infrastructure, arms the military properly, suddenly he's dangerous and sanctions start coming. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger faced sanctions not for corruption, but for rejecting Western control. 10. Attempt on Traoré's life, fear of an uncontrollable leader. Because Traoré is seen as uncontrollable, there have been several coup attempts and plots to assassinate him. If they can't bribe you, they attempt to kill you. Look at Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso 1987, Patrice Lumumba, Congo 1961, and others who try to free Africa. The same playbook is being used. If you have watched so far, thank you for being there. Don't forget to like and share. Let's propagate this gospel for the protection of Ibrahim Traoré and Africa. Africa will now or never get to wake up and take her place in the Committee of Nations if you and me do not play our roles. Also please, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out whenever we drop a video. Till we see again, goodbye.